Hi, this is Zach here with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Thursday, the 4th of September. Starting with the S&P, where I suppose it's questionable exactly where the floor of the channel is. I suppose it could be around and then normally it would be around the 50 moving average area, which is currently 63.30. Above that, we're looking for the top of the channel there, as high as 6,700 now, perhaps by the end of next month, which seems rather ambitious, but these things can happen, especially given the way that they have happened before. What's interesting now is that after yesterday's price action, we had a gap close buy signal, so closing above the low of Monday, the low of Monday being 64.44, so just closing just above that. The other point, which is perhaps even more significant, is the way that we've had an RSI 50 rebound, or in fact above RSI 50, and that tends to be a leading indicator on the upside. The only negative at the moment, or the only barrier really, is that we can cross that RSI resistance line there from the end of last month around RSI 63, but as compared to the RSI rebounds above neutral 50, that is a less important feature. So current situation is above the floor of the channel there and above the 50-day line. We're looking for a new assault on the highs. Next up is the Nasdaq, where presumably we're also looking for decent stuff on the upside. Here you can see that we've got this market bouncing above, or bouncing just below rather, the 50-day moving average on Tuesday, and also closing that gap. In fact, it's actually a one-day island reversal, so gapping down then gapping up, which is actually even stronger than just the gap close. On this basis, we're looking for the top of the channel there, the black channel there, heading towards 24,500. Hopefully later this month, while we're above the floor of the channel and the 50-day moving average, 23,100. A bit of a mouthful there. RSI back above neutral 50, which stands us in good stead for a potential move to the top of that April channel. Obviously, the background is that we're hoping for later in the year a move up to that red resistance line projection as high as 26,000 for the end of 2025. But obviously, at the moment, we're grappling with just getting back towards the highs near 24,000. On to the stocks, and starting off with one of the better risers of the recent past, and hopefully typing it out properly as well, which is Alset. And here you can see that the market has pushed through the recent resistance around the $1.63 level, and looking for this market to make further progress through towards the top of that rising trend channel. From the summer of last year, you could argue it's up to about $2.60, and we're looking for that later this month, especially while we're on the right side of recent broken resistance. The old October resistance from last year through the 180 to 190 zone. Next up is a stock which looks pretty exciting at the moment, in the sense that we've had a second massive spike to the upside, and the second hit of that $3.40 triangle top there. Still looking for that as a target on an end of day close basis. So if we can get through that, then looking for the next level up, the upper parallel of that towards $4.80, maybe by the end of next month. The key here, I suppose, in the near term is that we stay on the right side of former resistance on the way down last month, $2.70, whatever happens. The next situation is one that we have looked at before, which is Locafy, and here having another go at spiking to the upside. We've just managed to stay above the 50-day line, which is rising at $4.90, and looking for at least a retest, which we've already had actually, of the $7 area. Above $7, the top of that rising trend channel base, $11.50, which I suppose at this point would be the best case scenario target for the end of next month. All the while, I want to see the market remain above that 50-day line. And we're also looking at decent progress towards or above the 50-day line with Nova Lifestyle here, the 50-day line there at $2.05. Above that, looking for the shares to hit the top of that rising trend channel and obviously beat July resistance towards $4 by the end of next month. Ideally, there's no breakback now below the $1.70 area, whatever happens on this situation. The next stock is one which has been flying of late, and even within the context of these very bullish stocks. Here we've got professional diversity, top of the channel there, up to $14. We're looking for that while we're above the Wednesday resistance around $7.50 on an end of day close basis. Moving along the list, and here we've got Roma Green, and here a nice sharp rebound above the 200-day line there at $1.66. The longer we stay above that, the greater the chance of a move to the top of the channel. Recent highs at $4. Hopefully by the end of this month, ideally we stay above the initial August resistance at $2, or August support rather at $2.40, while we try and have another spike to the upside. Interesting setup coming up at Senmiao, and here we've got bear trap item reversals, a very sharp gap down in June and sharp gap up now. We've actually hit the top of that channel, looking for the shares actually to deliver another fresh leg to the upside, which would be derived from the upper parallel of that rising trend channel base, heading towards $14 if we can clear yesterday's intraday high, $8.26. The other interesting point at the moment is the way that we've pulled back so far, and we want to see support come in basically at the 50-day line or higher over the near term. On to the interestingly named Shattuck Labs, and here we've got a rising trend channel base, one of many attempts for the stock to break to the upside. $1.80 the target there, hopefully by the end of this month, while we're above the 200-day moving average at 105. Another situation of note at the moment is Urban-gro, and here a nice spike towards the initial target there, towards $82. Next level up, if we can get through that, would be the upper parallel of that rising trend channel, so towards $1.30. We're looking for that by the end of next month, and ideally we'd like the shares to try and remain above the 200-day line there at $66, so an end of day close above that, something we'd like to see before the week is out. On to the last two. The first one is coming up now, and it is US auto parts. Here you can see that we've had a decent spike through most of the recent resistance. So the last one, 105, and looking for a retest of 140, basically 1 to 2 year resistance by the end of this month. Finishing off with Worksport, and here another rising trend channel base. The magnet on the price action probably around the $5.50 area, which was the top of the gap down there back in March. And we're looking at that while we remain above the rising 50-day line around the $3.44 level. Let's see if the shares deliver the goods. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.